Hello everyone, and this time we're going to be taking a look at the Digimon cage figures, and this time it's for Ghost Game. So the Digimon cage figures are coming out in November, and with Ghost Game's release, we saw us getting these cage figures, but for the 3 Ghost Game Digimon. So let's open this up. And we'll take a bit of a look, but we'll also compare it with the original cages that were in the original minifigure set in Japan. So I'll also probably be using this cage and figure set when the Digimon figures come out, but for now, this is for the ones for Ghost Game. So this is just how From Japan packed them, because I bought them all from the same shop on From Japan, but they are all actually sold individually for these Ghost Game ones, which is a little bit annoying just because I wanted to buy all 3 of them, so I did, and I kind of had to buy them all as 3 different orders, which is kind of annoying. So anyway, first up, of course, we have Goramon, and I'm trying to work out the easiest way to open this. So they're very much packed in. They've got this little bit of plastic over them and tape holding that together. So I didn't actually open any of these original minifigs packs. This one already came pre-opened when I bought it like many years ago. So I'm not sure how much this resembles their original packaging at all. So that I can't tell you, but I can tell you about the difference in the actual look of it. So we'll put that to the side and we'll free him from his cage. And it looks like, I just realized this, but over time I guess I've lost the lid to this. I have no idea where that went. So now that I have a new one to compare it with, it's kind of like, I guess it's not complete. Okay, so it looks like the front comes out instead of the top, which was the case with this. There was a little bar there that would go over the top to sort of seal that figure in. And, or maybe, I'm not even sure if it actually did come with this top part of originally anyway. It was so long ago when I picked that up. So we remove that top part and then we remove the little plastic bits, which also have tape holding them in. And we have our little Goramon. And that is actually surprisingly super detailed. A lot more compared to what I'd expect from the other Digimon minifigures. Like, none of the colours or details are looking dulled at all. Like, I mean, I think the Seedramon is a fairly, like, detailed figure. But you can kind of see the mould points and the painted colour and... Yeah, I mean, this is a fairly detailed figure, but you can sort of tell it's not super high quality. The colours are kind of dulled, and it's not just because it's old. Like, I've kept this in fairly decent condition. But this one, on the other hand, has, like, a great amount of detail. Like, the plastic isn't as, like, it's not as soft moulded. It looks kind of hard. Like, the features are solid. And the toenails are coloured in. A lot of figures didn't have those extra bits of coloured, or they'd just be a very similar colour to the actual body or main body. So that's pretty impressive. And then you can either put them back in their little cage, or you can just have them free from their little tomb. Like so. So we'll open up the other ones. I'll open up Angoramon next, because he showed up next in the show. Which, by the way, if you haven't already been watching Ghost Game, it is absolutely, like... I'm not sure if it's because I'm watching it straight away after Colon, and... I mean, I liked Colon, but it definitely did have its issues. Ghost Game feels a lot more solid than Colon did. I'm enjoying watching Ghost Game a lot more than I enjoyed watching Colon. And so far, I can see this becoming my favourite season of Digimon altogether, which, I mean, I love Datmon, I loved Savers, I loved Tamers, but I can honestly feel that Ghost Game might actually beat that. Okay, the door actually, by the way, opens like that. You don't actually have to pull it off. So that's a lot nicer than just, I don't think this door opens at all. I think it's just, yeah, that's just part of the body. It was just this little bar that went on top. So let's retrieve our Angoramon, who just falls at the bottom. Don't even have to open that up at all. And again, another nicely designed, fairly detailed figure. I'll have to do a video at some point about the Digimon minifigures, because some of them are, like, I would say Seedramon is actually one of the better designed ones. A lot of the minifigures can be hit or miss depending on what kind of quality went into it. Like, some of them are a lot more detailed than others. Some of them are a little bit, like, the painting's not too even, or it's a weird color. But in any case, that's something for another video. If you'd like to see that kind of discussion in a video, let me know in the comments, because it's something that I've been recently into, which is these Digimon minifigs. So here is our Angoramon, who, he looks so grumpy. It's kind of adorable. Again, it's a nice little design, and I like Angoramon's design in general anyway. Oops. But now we know how to close that and open that. That's a lot nicer. But I'm not sure if I'll display them in the cages. I guess with the Digimon figures coming out, I think they're coming out this month, it'll probably be easier for me to display them if they're all in cages, because they can kind of stack. Like, you can kind of stack these cages on top of each other like that. Like, you can kind of store them like that, and that's pretty handy. So I might play around whether or not I want to have them displayed as separate from the cages or part of the cages, or if I want to put any of my other Digimon minifigs in my collection to hang out in those little cages, because that actually might not look too bad, especially with the new ones coming out. So yeah, the next one we have is Jellymon, who of course recently debuted in the latest episode of Digimon Ghost Game that came out as of recording this a week ago. It's Saturday when I'm recording this, so I think I'm planning on releasing this like next week on Tuesday from memory. I think I wanted to have this, so I'm struggling with this one. I apologize. There we go. But yeah, so this episode, so as of like the next episode recording, this episode coming out and the next episode of Ghost Game coming out is yeah, I don't know what's going to happen in the next episode. I think that it could be an Angoramon evolution episode, but I could also be wrong. There we are. And then Jellymon, who is a cursed doll who drinks all your Pepsi and calls you a bitch. That's what she is. And she's also got apparently the Target logo on her head. So yeah, it's kind of hard to get her in the right light here because she keeps on getting a shadow from her head, her giant jellyfish head. But I really do like her as a Digimon. Like, her design is probably the least interesting to me. I think Gamamon was probably the cutest initially, and then Angoramon was pretty cool. And then Jellymon was kind of like, she's kind of weird, but now she's actually debuted. I absolutely adore her. She's just so cool, and she's smart, and she's electric, and she's good with computers. Yeah, she's probably one of my favorites right now. And I think that applies, like, I think a lot of people who are watching Ghost Game could probably say the same. So if you haven't watched Ghost Game already, you should definitely watch Ghost Game. It's definitely worth a shot, especially if you're not super into the way that Colin finished or the way that Colin went about. Definitely give Ghost Game a go, especially if, like me, you loved Atmon. Ghost Game is definitely worth a shot. But there we have it, our 3 main characters. However, I am noticing with them next to each other that Jellymon isn't as nicely designed as the other 3. She also, I mean, it could just be her design. Nothing? the level of detail there. And, you know, it's not an incredible amount of detail, but it's show accurate detail. And then we have Angoramon, who, again, is still super adorable. He's got nail polish on his fingers, which is kind of cute. He's got big feet. He's even got little paw prints on his feet. That's very cute. And then we have Jellymon, who looks fine in terms of detail on her head. But then we go down to the actual body, and it just feels very basic almost, like not as detailed as the other two. But again, that could just be her design, and it's a fault of her own design not looking as detailed as the other two protagonist Digimon in this show. But in any case, that was my quick little rundown of the Ghost Game, the Digimon caged figures. Super happy that we got more caged figures, and I'm super excited for the November Digimon that are coming out this month. We got the Pulsemon set, we have some Digimon that we've seen before in caged figures. It's very exciting, and I have them on pre-order, so look forward to me unboxing them once they come out, and I will definitely see you on the next video. But more importantly, what did you think of these figures, and what do you think of Ghost Game? Let me know in the comments, and of course, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!